So you already learned calligraphy and you have seen bounce lettering but don't really know how to do it? If that's the case, keep watching because in this video I'm going to give you 3 simple steps that you need to follow to learn bounce lettering. Hi, I'm Myra with Vial Designs, and in this channel I create calligraphy and lettering videos to help you become more creative every week. So be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss out on all the fun. For this bounce lettering tutorial, I'm going to be using the Zebra Foam Worry brush pen. This is a small tip brush pen, as you can see here. I'm also going to be using this bounce lettering worksheet, which is from my Confident Bounce Lettering workbook, and I'm going to put the link to it down below. I did printed this on HP 32-pound premium paper. Now you want to make sure that whatever paper you're using, it is smooth because you want to protect your brush pens. Now, even if you don't have my worksheet, don't worry, you can use any other type of paper that is smooth enough for your brush pens. I have this Rhodia pad. This is a dark green, and I'm going to show you exactly the guidelines that you need to have for this bounce lettering tutorial. I do recommend that you draw them because this is going to be very helpful for you as you're learning how to do bounce lettering. So the ascender line is where the top part of our letters is gonna be. For example, in the letter B, the ascender is going to go all the way up to the ascender line. The space between the waistline and the baseline is where our letters are gonna fall, like for example the A, the body of the letters, and then the descender line is where the descenders of the letters are gonna fall in. And then the bounce line is what we're gonna use to bounce out letters, and I'm gonna show you how in a little bit. The first step in our tutorial for bounce lettering is to pick the letter or word that you're gonna be bouncing. Now, I recommend at the beginning for you to pick a word that is short and something that is easier for you to practice. I'm going to be doing the word beautiful, and before we dive into the bounce lettering, I'm going to write beautiful in regular modern calligraphy, and this is so you can appreciate the difference once we start bouncing the letters. Now, as you can see here, the way that I wrote beautiful in modern calligraphy, the body of all the letters is gonna rest right here in between the baseline and the waistline. Now, the second step for you to do bounce lettering is for you to pick a baseline. As I was mentioning in the beginning, you do need to have your guidelines, and the baseline is where all or most of your letters are going to be. And so for this right here, this one right here is going to be our baseline. This will help you to maintain consistency in the overall alignment of your letters. And now this third step is of course to bounce your lettering, and I'm gonna show you how to do just that. Now it's time to play with the letters and make them bounce, and to do this, these are the things that I keep in mind when I'm doing bounce lettering. Now this is for my personal style of bounce lettering. You might see like different tips out there, but this is what has been the easiest way for me to learn how to do bounce lettering. So I'm going to share those tips with you. The first one is that with our bounce lettering, our loops should be nice and big. So we're going to be changing the loops right here and right here, and then this one as well. And this is going to help us, make our letters be more fun and playful, which is the goal when you're doing bounce lettering. The next thing that you're going to keep in mind is that our vowels are going to stay the same size. So these vowels are going to be the same. The next thing that you want with bounce lettering is to make the downstrokes nice and long. For example, this one right here, the downstroke of the A is gonna go up a little bit, and then also we're gonna extend it down a little bit more. Same as this one here with the U, and we're gonna extend the one with the T. Remember, we're gonna leave this vowel the same, and then we're gonna extend this one a little bit to the top, and then this one a little bit to the bottom, and then as well as this one right here. Now this is gonna make a little bit more sense in a minute, but I just want you to make notice of the changes that we're going to be making to this word. The next thing that you want to keep in mind when doing bounce lettering, like I mentioned, you want to exaggerate the downstrokes and add flourishes to make your bounce lettering pop. Let's go ahead and make this word beautiful bounce, and then we're going to keep in mind the changes that I mark here with the pencil. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to make the loops nice and big, and then I'm also going to be bouncing right here a little bit of this bee right here with the downstroke and the body of the bee. So it's going to look something like this. If you see right here, the bee, the body of it is extending past the baseline, and as well as the bee, I'm making the loop a little bit bigger. Now we're gonna keep the A the same, and it's gonna rest in the baseline, just like that. And now for the A, I'm gonna keep the body of the A the same, and I'm gonna be extending the downstroke of the A. Just like this. And now it's going to be the same for the U. And then for the T, I'm going to extend the downstroke. Now I'm gonna go ahead and keep the I just the same. And then for the F, remember, I'm going to make the loop even bigger. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the U. And then for the L, I'm going to make the loop bigger, and then I'm gonna extend right here the downstroke. So this is how easy you could do bounce lettering. Now let's make sure that we cross our teeth, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it a little bit more playful, and I'm gonna add a little bit of a flourish to the crossbar of the T. Now you can definitely see the difference here with a regular modern calligraphy where all of our letters are resting in the baseline, and then right here with our bounce lettering, some of the downstrokes are going past the baseline to our line right here, which is our bounce line. Let's even make this bounce lettering even more playful by adding flourishes. So we're gonna keep the same basics of making our hoops bigger and then extending all of our downstrokes, but then we're gonna add some beautiful flourishes to the lettering to make it even more playful. Now for this F right here, I'm gonna make sure that I extend it a little bit more, and then I'm going to be adding a nice flourish right here. I should have maybe done it a little bit lower so it wouldn't, be so close to my U. Let me go ahead and do this beautiful once again because I want to show you the right way to do it. Now, since I'm adding a flourish right here, instead of doing the crossbar like this, I'm gonna be adding another flourish to the T, and then I'm gonna cross it just like this right here, and then I'm gonna be adding another flourish right here to the B. And see how we keep adding even more playfulness and making the beautiful word even more beautiful when we add the flourishes. So now let's forget that we did this one. And now the reason why I changed it is because right here it was just starching, and those are like one of the things that you want to keep in mind when you are doing your bounce lettering. And then also I wish I would have done this loop a little bit bigger, but I hope you get the idea of how to do bounce lettering. Like I said, make sure you do have a baseline where most of your letters are going to rest. Make your loops bigger, and then extend your downstrokes so they go past the baseline up here and then down here. And then also make sure that you try to keep the body of your vowels the same. because even though you are creating a very playful and fun lettering style, you still want to make sure that you maintain some consistency with your lettering. So now let me go ahead and give you another example with another word, which is minimum. This word is very common, and I'm going to show you different ways that you can add bounds to the letters. So first, I'm just going to go ahead and do it with the regular modern calligraphy so you can see the difference. We're going to write minimum. So this is how the word minimum looks in regular modern calligraphy. Some of the ways that you can add bounds to the letters here is by changing the height of this stroke right here, also changing it here as well, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Remember, we're going to extend our downstrokes, and again, I'm going to keep the vowels the same. So this, I'm not going to touch the body of the vowels. So we're going to keep this the same, and then we're going to add the bounds to this stroke right here, this one, and then we're going to change this one as well. We're going to extend the downstroke, and then this one as well. And we're going to do the same with this M right here. I love this word because it has a lot of different places that you can add bounds to it. So let me go ahead and let's add bounds to this word. So this one, we're gonna make it past the waistline, and then this one is gonna go down, see, like I'm doing here. The I is gonna stay the same. The M, I'm gonna make it bigger, and then the M, I'm gonna make it as this one. So remember, we just want to make sure within the same word we keep consistency in the way that we do the letters. So this is how you add bounds to the letters. As you can see, also you tend to extend the word a little bit more when you start adding the changes and when you start bouncing the letters. So that's another example of how you can do bounce lettering. Now, if you want to keep practicing and if you want to learn all the different ways that you can do bounce lettering, as well as how to add bouncing to each letter of the alphabet and play with words and practice and everything, I do have my confidence bounce lettering workbook, which I'm going to put the link down below so you can have access to it, so you can learn exactly how to create beautiful bounce lettering.